Another day, another story. Rainbows. Rainbows may appear everywhere there is moisture hanging in the air, such as splashing rivers or sea spray. The radius of a rainbow is governed by the refractive index of the liquid, the measurement of how much light refracts, bends, when it enters a new medium, from air to water. Because saltwater has a greater refractive index than freshwater, the radius of rainbows created by saltwater is less. Double rainbow. The antisolar point, the imaginary point directly opposite the sun, is the center of a rainbow. The photographer's, viewer's, shadow highlights the antisolar point in this shot of Kenya's Samburu National Park. If you look carefully, you'll see that this is a double rainbow, also known as a second-order rainbow, caused by water reflecting twice in the raindrop. The visible spectrum appears inverted in secondary rainbows, with red on the inside arch and violet, purple on the outside. Scientists have constructed a 200th order rainbow in the lab. Grand rainbow. Supernumerary rainbows are tiny, pastel-colored rainbows that emerge underneath the inner arch of a main rainbow from time to time. This rainbow above the Grand Canyon in Arizona shows several weak supernumeraries. The complicated interplay of light rays in an air mass with tiny, similarly sized water droplets produces supernumeraries. Reflection rainbow. A reflection rainbow arises over a body of water, such as this one over Skagit Bay on Whidbey Island, Washington. Reflected rainbow. A reflected rainbow occurs immediately on the surface of a body of water or a wet surface, such as the tarmac of an airport. Although their ends seem to meet in an almond-shaped structure, reflected rainbows do not appear to create a circle with a primary rainbow. Red rainbow. A red rainbow, also known as a monochromatic rainbow, may be seen at dawn or dusk. During this period, sunlight travels deeper through the atmosphere, scattering shorter wavelengths, blue and violet. In this rainbow, only the long wavelength red hues are visible. Fogbows. Fogbows, also known as cloudbows, resemble rainbows but lack dazzling colors because they are created by smaller water droplets than those seen in a regular rain cloud. This fogbow formation developed above the National Scientific Foundation's, NSF, Mobile Science Facility, MSF, at Summit Station in Greenland. Moonbow. A moonbow, also known as a lunar rainbow, is a rainbow created by the moon's reflected light. Over Victoria Falls in Zambia, a moonbow occurred. Rainbow River. A rainbow is a colorful arc formed by the collision of light with water droplets. The most common sort of rainbow, such as this one in southern Chile, is generated when sunlight hits raindrops at a specific angle in front of a spectator. A fundamental rainbow's hues are always ordered by wavelength, from longest to shortest: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Rainbow optics. A rainbow is formed when a light beam is refracted and reflected by water. As light penetrates a water droplet, it is refracted, bent. It is then reflected, bounced off the droplets back. The reflected light is refracted again as it escapes. The electromagnetic spectrum is made up of several various wavelengths of light, each of which is reflected at a different angle. Thus, spectrum is split, generating a rainbow. Circular rainbow. Rainbows are perfectly round circles. Rainbows above the horizon are all that can be seen from the Earth. However, from the air, spectators may sometimes glimpse circular rainbows. Because the colors of a rainbow overlap at their borders, spilling into a sheen of white sunlight, the inside of a rainbow is lighter than the outer. Rainbows in myth. Rainbows are included in numerous mythologies from throughout the globe. Rainbows are often depicted as connecting points between humans and otherworldly creatures. In Norse mythology, for example, a rainbow known as the Bifrost links Earth to Asgard, the home of the gods. Rainbows, according to ancient Japanese and Gabonese traditions, were the paths that human ancestors traveled to reach the Earth. A rainbow's form is similar to an archer's bow. According to Hindu mythology, the deity Indra shoots lightning bolts with his rainbow bow. Rainbows are often depicted as pleasant symbols in myths and folklore. The rainbow is a sign from a deity, the goddess Ishtar and the Hebrew god, to never again destroy the earth with floods in the Epic of Gilgamesh and, later, the Bible. Rainbows, on the other hand, may be negative symbols. Rainbows, for example, are regarded devils that menace children in certain regions of Burma. Rainbows are associated with sickness by tribes all throughout the Amazon basin. The Irish tradition of the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow is perhaps the most well-known element of rainbow mythology. The gold is guarded by a cunning leprechaun, but no one ever discovers it or the magical creature since no one sees the same rainbow and rainbows don't end their circles.